Hi, this is Hannah, and this is for my corrections for the derivatives test. So this is for Mr. Kraemer. So if you're here from my calculus class, then I guess you can sit and watch my mistakes. So the first question we're gonna do is this one, which I messed up on the test for some reason. Let's see why. Yeah, I did not approach it the correct way. So we're gonna start off. For here, we use the quotient rule. All over y6. Okay, so now we have to separate all these. So we subtract over here. We also have to do the same on the other side. We must also multiply by y to the power of 6 on both sides, of course. Yep. Also the fact that I subtracted this as well. Then the next thing I would do is I would factor out the y prime. And we get fix that to a 2. And then now we know from here that x equals 1 and y equals 1. Since y equals 1, we replace all the y's with 1. Results in 3 minus 6 and times 3 minus 6, which results in negative 3 divided by negative 12, which is 1/4, which is the value of y prime. And now we use this formula, y equals mx plus b. So we take the 1/4. And then the x is 1 plus b. We need to find the b value now. And the y equals 1. So we put it there. And after separating all this, we get a b value of 3/4. So this, in turn, looks like this. This is the tangent line. And we are done. We're gonna do a fun one. This is a little bit easier. It's question 7 on the test. And it was tan with e to the power of 2x. And I did not get full marks for this one because I did not derive it properly. So let's do this. We have fx tan e to the power of 2x. And we know that tan would derive to secant squared. And then within that, we have e to x. But then what comes after? This is chain rule, so we have to derive the inside. And if we derive e to the power of 2x, then it should be 2e to x. And that's the end of it. That's all we have to do. But what I did in my test is I just left it as 2x minus 1 by using like power rule for derivatives, right? And I accidentally put x in there instead. So that did not make sense. But this is the correct answer for question number 7. Question 6. We have this one right here. I'm just gonna write on the same paper. Fx equals x to the power of 4 minus 1, all divided by 2x squared minus 2. In this question, I did not simplify. And it turns out that when you simplify, it actually turns out to be something really simple. That's how I feel about life sometimes. Let me show you why. This results in, well, we need to use quotient rule because it's divided. 4x cubed multiplying this all out, it results in okay, and now I need to subtract all of those. Now, this is the part where I did not simplify, and this is also the part where I overthought a lot of things. This, if I just simply factored out 4x from this, which leaves us with, and also if I factored out 4 in the bottom, well, won't you look at that? These two are exactly the same, which means I can just cancel them out. And we are left with 4x over 4, which in turn also does that. And we're left with x. So sometimes this just represents how I feel about life. It could just be this simple. The answer is x, people. We are done. Oh, question 10. That is what I'm going to tackle next. Question 10 looks like this. And when I looked at this question, I thought chain rule immediately. But there's a lot more to it. Oh, I don't know why I wrote 5. That's 2. Let's just say that's 2. It's supposed to be 2. Half right there, but it's negative because we just derived it. But this is where chain rule kind of pops out. We need the derivative of x sine x, but at the same time this is a product rule also because these two are being multiplied. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Derivative of x times sine x plus x and derivative of sine x all over 2x sine x. And this derivative of x is just 1. And then there's just sine x right there. Plus x times sine x. Sine x derives to cos x. All over still 2 times root of x sine x. So our final answer should be that looks okay according to me. That is all. Bonus question. Well, it wasn't really the bonus on the test, but I am going to do y equals ln x plus y. Who doesn't love ln? Who doesn't love ln? Ln is excellent. This is implicit differentiation, by the way. Or was it implicit? Yes, anyways, it involves this funky y prime. X plus y, uses ln, right? Times 1 plus y. From here, we get, of course, okay, we don't want that fraction there, so we're gonna multiply that out. Now we want to divide this by y prime to get x plus y equals 1 plus y prime all over y prime, once again. But we don't really want to do this. I mean, we do, but we have to do something else with it. We want to separate the fractions, if that makes sense. Equals 1 over y prime plus y prime over y prime. And that just becomes 1. So we take this, subtract 1 on each side. We have x plus y minus 1 equals 1 over y prime. But we do want to know what y prime is, right? So we take this, multiply by y prime, get y prime. X plus y minus 1 equals 1. And we should divide this whole thing to separate it from y prime. Right over here too. And we get the final answer of y prime is 1 over x plus y minus 1. Okay, that concludes my corrections. Thank you for watching, and that is the end of my derivatives test. I have solved 4 questions that I was kind of lingering on, and the ones that I was not very sure on. But now, I fully understand them, so that is very good. And thank you for being a good teacher. You do not need to like and subscribe this. That is all.